broadcasting live from the Albay Pio News Center, providing you the most exclusive news update from all over the province. This is 12 o'clock Newsbreak. In the local scene, the provincial government of Albay and the Guizhou province in China strengthened partnerships as they finalized collaborative plans. The two provinces' key officials met on Thursday via video conference to talk over specific concrete plans in their sisterhood partnership. Tourism, agriculture, and education heads of both provinces showcased their best practices and programs on tourism, agriculture, and education during the video conference. In another story, the province of Albay is still free from African swine fever, ASF, as it is classified under a pink zone despite the outbreak of cases of the dreaded disease in the neighboring Bicol provinces. This was assured by Albay Provincial Veterinarian Dr. Poncho Armelia, who also explained that the pink zone or buffer zone is the area adjacent to a red zone of infected zone but does not have any active or positive cases of ASF. He further stated that the first line of defense of Albay is still the effective border control or the anti-ASF checkpoint in all municipal and city boundaries that the provincial government of Albay and Albay Veterinary Office have established since the first outbreak of ASF. In another news, the local government unit LGU Kamalig released more than 2.5 million pesos in cash assistance to barangay health workers, BHWs, and barangay nutrition scholars, BNS, for their contributions and efforts to improve the villagers' health and nutrition status. Team Flores LGU Kamalig Information Officer said that the distribution of the cash assistance on Wednesday benefited 272 BHWs and 56 BNS. The Kamalig LGU also recognized and rewarded 4 outstanding BNS with 5,000 pesos each. BHWs and BNS from Anuling, Zua, Tumpa, and Kirangay villages, who also served in different evacuation centers during the Moyon Volcano Alert Level 3 operations, also received additional cash incentives of 600 pesos each. Meanwhile, 22 BHWs and BNS received the Service Milestone Award with 3,000 pesos additional cash aid. In the national scene, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. said on Saturday that Philippines will continue to adhere to peace and rules-based order, but will forge strong alliances to maintain regional stability. Marcos said a more assertive China posed a real challenge to its neighbors in Asia. Marcos said that with the raging Russia-Ukraine war, which he described as a tragedy, no country in the world wants to start a new conflict, especially in Asia. He said these problems will also require new solutions. In another story, a senator is pushing to revise the government's quarantine system to better and effectively combat virus outbreaks and epidemics. In Senate Bill number 2508, or the Philippine Quarantine Authority (PQA) Act, Senator Lito Lapid underscored the need to a robust and adaptive public health infrastructure. Lapid said it could be attained by transforming the Bureau of Quarantine into the Philippine Quarantine Authority and restoring the military ranks to its officials to fortify their authority in dealing with outbreaks and public health emergencies. In another news, Trade Secretary Alfredo Pascual said on Saturday that at least 5 business deals and memoranda of understanding are set to be signed during President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s official visit to Japan. Pascual said the business agreements will be signed today, December 18. Pascual said the investment commitments from Japanese businesses signify Japan's confidence in the Philippines and the serious intent and serious plans to proceed to the investment. And in the news outside the country, Al Jazeera cameraman Samer Abu Dhaka, who was injured due to Israeli attacks on Khan Yunis in the southern Gaza Strip, lost his life on Friday. Abu Dhaka was injured due to shrapnel as a result of Israel's attack near the Furqain school. After being injured, Abu Dhaka took refuge in an area near Furqain school, where the attacks continued, and ambulances could not enter the area surrounded by Israeli forces. First aid teams were not allowed to enter the besieged area for hours to intervene and treat the journalist who was bleeding and could not be taken to the hospital. Also, 3 civil defense workers who tried to intervene to help Abu Dhaka and other injured people trapped in the school also lost their lives resulting from the Israeli attack. In another story, Abdullahi Diabete faced a life-threatening bout of malaria when he was just 5 years old. Diabete narrowly survived a mosquito-borne disease, but cousins ages 3 and 4 were not as fortunate as he was. Diabete, who now heads medical entomology and parasitology at Burkina Faso's Research Institute in Health Sciences, is developing an innovative technique that could potentially wipe out malaria-transmitting mosquito species by altering their genes. The Burkina Faso-born scientist and professor was awarded the 2023 Falling Walls Prize for Science and Innovation Management for his research, which organizers said offers hope for malaria control. And finally, in the news outside the country, Southeast Asian and Japanese leaders in Tokyo on Saturday will commit to strengthening maritime security cooperation, according to a draft statement seen by AFP. At a summit focused on boosting economic ties but also China's growing regional assertiveness. Beijing claims almost the entire South China Sea, a vital trade corridor, and its increasingly aggressive behavior in disputed area has riled nations across the region, as well as Washington. Close U.S. ally Japan, which also has competing territorial claims with China, is upping its military spending and has boosted security cooperation in the Asia-Pacific region. And that's all for the 12 o'clock news break, December 18, 2023. We'll be right back tomorrow for more news updates. Thanks to our 12 o'clock news break writer, Joy Duque. And on the technical side, Chad Bobbies. Our Provincial Information Officer, Attorney Mary Lou Duque Castillo, under the supervision of our Governor, Attorney Edsel Grexlagman. Before I go, I would like to thank my pinch hitter, Ms. Mariela Silerio. Thank you so much for pinch hitting for me for the past several days. Thank you. I am Greg Halliare. Thank you for subscribing.